What's going on, man?
What's up, young man? How you doing? You okay?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm great. I'm great. Let me turn this down some,
Please
man.
turn it down. I would appreciate that greatly if you show some respect and some class to this show right here.
Yeah, it's still here, man.
Finesse, in every platform that I've ever had you on, I just need to tell you all the time that I love you and I thank you for everything that you've done and you will continue to do in your career. We appreciate you greatly.
Oh, man, I appreciate it, man. I mean, from the day I met you, you always been a solid dude. Kind of crazy, kind of a little crazy there, but man, it's always been an honor chopping it out with you, laughing, man.
Good. Finesse, it's an interesting time where we get to go into the crates right now and do some things, seeking into like different passions that we probably had. Now I want to ask you, other than music, what are other things that you may be interested in that we didn't know or we don't know?
I mean, I'm always into like, you know what? What always shocked me, I travel around the world, and I think when people do art for me, and it's incredible, I really cherish those pieces because those pieces always got a story, And one day I guess I'll donate a lot of this stuff to a museum if I don't own one by then. But I really like collecting that type of stuff, And we talked about this, you made me have to go dig things out the archives that I had in the stash. But yeah, and pardon the Palestinian look I got.
Nah,
here,
it's all good. I actually went a little down because it was getting frustrating for me, man. But it's all good. We did it, and you still look amazing, and everybody still has a crush on you. All the females in Rikers. They love you, so that's a good place to start at.
He said the females in Rikers.
So you've been involved in the mix for a while, and like Ad Rock of the Beastie Boys, getting notice of the LL Cool J demo, is it the same for Guru to Lord Finesse?
Definite. I mean, the way my career started and the way it all came together, man, I definitely got to do a story on it because it's been a wild, incredible journey through music. But to have Guru pick my demo and tell the president, like, this Finesse dude he's dope, man. You got to sign this dude. I don't know what you waiting on, And for me to get that call, like, they was interested. It was like, oh wow, and that was crazy because Guru he didn't even have that out yet. Because I went to the making of that video, Words That I Manifest.
Okay.
So that's when him and Premier first got together, and they made history with Gangstar.
Now something I want you cleared that up for me. Is there something you could clear up? Even though you came after, I don't know where in that picture you came in, but it was kind of the same thing where somebody heard Premier's beats and connected him up at Wild Pitch, connected him with Guru. That's the story?
I think so. That could be a story. I'm not exactly sure.
No, that's fine.
Me and Cream go back to when he was Wax Master C.
Yes.
Nah, Premier's the big brother, man.
I don't like him as a person, man. As if I see him on the streets, I'm hugging the shit out of him, B. That's it. That's how I'm doing it. I don't care.
Oh,
crazy.
Man.
So, Finesse, you release your first album and everything is amazing. You continue to evolve with, funny enough, with Bandula. I always kind of mess with you on that because I was working with I think it was Slim, who was the promo guy.
Slim Edition. He's Slim Edition on Instagram, but
yeah,
Slim has always been the coolest.
Yeah. So, I was just amazed with the ride. The Yes You May remix puts us on to Big L. You know, and that really just all blew my mind. Your career alone. Now, when I look at the Big L story and the Rockefeller story, if you could clear up a narrative, I don't know if this thing is said because it's just a good narrative, or if there's a realer story. And I'm gonna go into the part of like Jazzo not signing with Rockefeller because he felt he could have got a better deal.
Right.
Understanding the culture of Harlem, very big money getters. You know, they about their money. You know, casinos in the crib. I remember that growing up. Was it something where Big L wasn't offered the type of money that he wanted from Rockefeller, and he saw it more lucrative to be independent?
Nah, I mean, Big L was already independent. You know, he was independent when Rockefeller approached him. You
Right.
know, Big L was trying to sell him on him, McGruff, and C-Town, I think,
As a
as the
group.
Wolf Pack. And they really wanted to sign L straight up. So L had out Ebonics and he had his singles bubbling.
And he was doing well. He was. I mean, from
he was doing
if
great.
anybody
He was
knows
doing great.
Fat Beats, you know, that was one of the best selling 12s. You know, also you guys as well. So I could see him looking at like, hey, listen, if we doing balancing acts right here, right now, I'm doing well on my own right now.
Right.
So
But L wanted stardom.
Right.
L, you know, I can naturally say L wanted stardom. He was already, you know, feeling like he accomplished everything he wanted from an underground perspective, and he wanted the next level. He wanted the super next level.
yes,
So he was telling me, I remember him sitting in the car with me, and we was talking about it, and he was like, yeah, you know, I think I'm gonna do this Rockefeller situation. And at the time, he had like maybe 3 to 4 singles in the stash. So he's saying, while this is going through, I'm still gonna be doing my independent thing.
yeah,
But because he wanted to keep consistency, so
Which
he
is
didn't
great.
want to dip off, and then y'all waiting for an album and waiting on paperwork. So he wanted to keep putting out his independent 12 inches.
That's amazing. Now you, as a producer, have evolved and done your thing. You know, what are and I know a couple of things, but what, you know, those gems that we don't acknowledge that you love, like what are those 12 inches or the production that you've done in the
I
past?
think off and on.
Yes, Trends of Culture, also
Trends of
Bandula
Culture.
release.
People don't know that was me. You know, I think working with CNN on Channel 10. You know, a lot of people don't know. Shoot, people don't even know the original "Come On" motherfuckers off the Biggie album was me. You know, so I appreciate those things, and I appreciate all the lifestyles and the poor and dangerous stuff, because that's what started. Yeah, definitely the Expirado All Night. That's where oh man, Joey Badass got Funky Holes from.
Right, and
So,
he ended up holding off because I'm friends with him. He ended up holding off releasing that officially until he worked it out with you, right?
Yeah.
Which
I mean, me and Joey, I mean, we always had a good connect, you know? You know, even when I was going through the other situation, we were still kicking it, you know?
Right. Now that's definitely amazing, and bringing us on to. Well, I always hear the kind of the theme of Puffy wasn't crazy about Biggie working with Premier, right? But Biggie made it a case for Premier to do to get some Premier music.
Well,
now,
I don't think it was that, you know. Premier
this is Premier's. These
was
are
always,
Premier's. But this is Premier's words. It's not me making an assumption.
What happened was, I know one of the stories, right?
Go for it.
One of the stories was he did Kick in the Door. And before Big got on it, he played it. He played it for Puff. Puff was like, nah, that ain't it.
Okay.
And when he gave it to Big, Big was like, yo, I don't know what fuck Puff talking about. I'm killing this. And when he did Kick in the Door, of course, who wouldn't change their mind after what Big did to that, you know?
For sure. For
So
sure, it was
that I
phenomenal.
mean, one of the stories, I know that for certain, you know?
So in that regard, were you embraced? Was it so early in the kind of bad boy movement that when Suicidal Joint was done, it was like, you know, Puff was open to the finesse sound?
Nah, I wouldn't say he was open. You gotta understand, before the Hitman, you know, it was me, it was Jesse West, and you know, he was from Third Eye.
Yes.
It was Tony Dofat, and probably Chucky Thompson. That was the team before
The crew,
the
yeah.
Hitman was created.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Jess hooked me up with Puff and was like, "Yo, man, I think Puff would love what you're doing." And the first joint he gave me to do was the Party and Bullshit remix.
Okay.
I also did the Ease Up off the Who's the Man soundtrack. I did with Jess West. So he threw me Party and Bullshit.
Okay.
And I remember producing that, being in soundtracks. And he was like, "Yo, this is hot." You know, I remember Mary being there because they was doing the whole Who's the Man soundtrack, and they was doing the You Don't Have to Worry remix. They was playing that for me. And then I went into another room, and there you have Pete Rock working on What's Next on the Menu. And I actually did an ad lib on that record. People don't even know that, you know. But that was a dope record, you know.
And
Yeah, I love the Steven Simmons, man. The Steven Simmons remix to Alone. Yeah, somebody just mentioned that. That's one of my favorite joints too. Because I always love Steven Simmons as an artist.
So this is Show Off Your Gems, and there's gonna be a little bit of Japanesing along with some show and telling. So I just want to stop this moment right here so that Finesse, you gonna figure out what you're gonna show us right here, right now. And
yeah,
also,
you made me go look for some stuff, but I'm gonna show you some gems that different artists did for me.
okay.
And I kept this artwork, and I'm gonna frame all this stuff. But we gonna go to that. Well, let's go to that real quick, right?
While he's going to that, I just want to encourage everybody here to press that little triangle thing and send this to other people so people can appreciate this Show Off Your Gems moment with Lord Finesse right here. Keep going, Finesse.
Right? So this piece right here, right?
Yes.
This was done by an artist out in the UK. Her name is Artful Fro here on Instagram. And you know, I wanted her to do like a Biggie type tribute, but you know, she did it. She drew artistically with acrylic paint, put Biggie on this record, and got him wearing my T-shirt. If you zoom in,
yes, the logo, yes,
yeah. So I always thought that this is one of my most valued pieces right here, right?
That's beautiful.
And then let's go, if you go to the top here, I got another piece here. And this was done by D'Zandra out there in Canada. And she did that for me. She gave it to me at a record convention. And I always thought that was dope, man.
How does that feel when they put that in your hand and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, I be just bugging out just the time that people take to do different things for me. That bugged me out. And here's another piece right here. All right. You know, I got this in Connecticut. I remember that. And then I got that other piece up there called Battle of the Gods. I got that in Russia, right?
Dope.
So, like, let's go back, right? We're going to go back over here. And I got a piece here. Like, I run into my boy in different events, and I'm going to show you a bigger one he did, but he did that. And I got this piece in Russia. A fan gave it to me, and I took that back with me.
Beautiful.
Okay, now I got to start pulling out other pieces. You got me like... Got me digging, right? Now the Lords of Brooklyn, they did this piece for me.
Ooh.
Like a Mount Rushmore piece,
Yeah, I
right?
see it. Walk
And
us through.
they huh?
You know, keep going through it.
Okay. So yeah, they did this Mount Rushmore piece, and I had it. I had a computer designer do artwork, and I had made these T-shirts with this, you know,
Yes.
right? And so let me see. So on this, the original sketch, right? They couldn't fit OCN, right? So I had them.
Throw them in there.
Yeah, I threw them in here with the graphic designer. We threw them in there, and you know, so now if you look at this piece, you see OC at the end. You see L right there. You know,
Yes.
see everybody, right? Always love graph. You know.
Yeah,
This
and
is another piece.
Okay. Now, were you ever prior to you know, grabbing the mic? Were you ever dabbling in tagging and graffiti?
Yeah, I was into graffiti. I was trying. I got a hand style. I never got into really doing burners, right? Because to do burners, man, you gotta be you gotta be nice. Your skills gotta be crazy, man. And they, you know, and I'm gonna tell you another story behind that. That you know that was crazy. What was going on in my younger years that I didn't know, right? So now you got another piece right here by my boy Dan Lish.
Oh, that's dope.
And he actually gave me the original. And I remember I was in Brighton in the UK, and he gave me this, and I was like, yo. So, you know, collecting pieces like that is always dope, right? And
for sure.
Another piece that my boy TK did for me. And
nice.
You know, so I got another piece, right? Now you got me really digging.
Bro,
right?
And that's the whole thing. Show off your gems, B. Don't get mad at me.
And this is the
Woo! That's a beauty right there. That's beautiful. Hit them hearts, fam.
Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate, you know, when fans, you know, take time out to do these type of pieces for me, and especially when they dope. These are, you know, pieces that they definitely gonna be worth money because, you know, I own them. So whenever, you know, things, you know, I pass on in life, you know, these pieces will be valued pieces, you know.
Beautiful indeed. Definitely dope. So now, when I'm out at a club one time in those early '90s, and I see you go on stage and you kick a freestyle, dissing your boys, Laws of the Underground. Now I mentioned this. Now I mentioned this not only as a fan, but I was also a hungry guy who was down to battle anybody. But the platform that you had. Also, you coming up as a guy who battled, that's how you got your deal as well, right? Battling Mike?
Nah, well, actually, to get into the seminar, you had to be signed to a label. So with me being signed to a label, I was able to enter the seminar, which is what I originally wanted to do. Making records was really secondary, you know?
Okay.
I wanted to be like nice. Like I want to be talked about, you know, not just in my hood, but in all hoods. And I think entering a seminar was the perfect platform for me to really, really get busy in, you know.
Yes.
And
then
I made them off there.
You definitely did. You get signed, and you are just when you was going at them. I was, as a fan, of course, I was all about finesse. But I was so hyped that you were down to just go up against what on paper looks like 3 dudes. And you're like, I'll take all of y'all. And you went on without D.I.T.C at that moment, because this was probably like you guys were homies, of course. But you know,
Right.
it's definitely one of those moments. Another great
Nah,
moment.
I mean, one thing about my team, we always held our own, man. I mean, from the gate. I mean, people don't know. I wish, man, Big L had the tape, and I wish this tape surfaced of when AG battled DMX in the castle, and that's when DMX was on
Coming up.
the spelling. He was spelling.
And
this was before K Solo.
Yeah, right.
You know, so well, we was in the middle of getting on the stage at the castle, and he wanted to battle, and he was like, "Yo, you know, which one of y'all, you know?" And we was looking like, man, if we both get him, it's not gonna work out for him, you know. A battled him, you know what I'm saying?
And it was Big L who was filming. It was Big L who was filming.
Somebody, I think Capri taped it. Somebody taped it. Because God bless, before L passed away, he said, "I want you to listen to something, Ness." I said, "What you got?" And he played it, and he played the battle.
Oh, so you've seen the print of it, right? You've seen the actual footage.
See it. I heard it over the phone.
Oh.
So I'm like, "Yo, where you get that from?"
Uh-huh.
And you know, he's like, he just started laughing. And you know, I never got a chance to get a copy from him. But, you know, he had the battle between AG and DMX on cassette tape, and that's historic.
Historic. Now, the story is that Big L, though we've known him when he was around circles that he wasn't that familiar with. He was like a chill kind of dude. But when he was around cats he was comfortable with, he was a funny dude. Was how was that? And are there other guys in this industry that are or were funny as well? You know, and I'll go back to like Rock Raider. Me and Rock Raider was like, but people wouldn't know that if you just met him.
Nah.
You know, you'd have to like kick it for a while.
Right.
And you know, and he was one of those funny dudes, and so was Big L as well. But how did you guys maintain in the studio as far as like just keeping each other positive and driven?
It wasn't maintaining. It was just like, you hear A, you hear O, you hear L. You know, when you go to the studio, you better come with a verse, you know. You better hold your own. It wasn't really competition like, yo, I'm gonna do this to you, I'm gonna do that to you. It's just like, okay, I gotta write some shit. And L was the type that he would whatever he said, I never seen him go back and say, yo, he killed that. I gotta rewrite my joint.
Right. He
was always very comfortable with, this is what I wrote, and this is what we're gonna do, and this is it.
Right.
You know,
so now,
because
my
when
first,
Day One was created, I hated Day One. Anybody in the crew could tell you, I got a box of those too. I'll give you some fresh ones. So that look
because this one
kind of crumply there, but I got a box of those.
Kind of this a
Let
pregnant
me see which
pit
one
bull.
you got. You got the one with the world? Yeah, I got those. I got a box of those.
Beautiful.
What up, cuz Cam in the building?
Keep going.
But I ain't like Day One when we first did Day One.
Mm-hmm.
Hated Day One. Well, when I first heard the beat, this beat is fire. I'm like, man, man. Because, you know, I'm hearing Large Professor, I'm hearing Pete, I'm hearing Premier. They got records that got changes and turnarounds and all this shit is going to do. I'm like, man, that shit ain't it. You know? And then what happened? Everybody need the sticker now. See what you done started?
No, it's all good. That's a great thing. The thing is that this show is something where people can kind of own a piece of their history as well. Like, of course it's yours, but we associate, like, you know, probably losing our virginity to one of these records. You know, no, I'm serious.
Right. If you want one of those stickers, man, we'll talk. Just DM me if you're really serious, and we'll kind of work it out. Like I said, I got a box. I mean, a box of maybe 1,000 or something like that in there. But yeah. So when I heard L and Diamond's verse, you know, that's when I was like, oh shit, they killed this.
Yes.
I need to get on this now, you know, because like I said, it was cool. It was cool, but they killed it, and I had to follow up, you know. And I already had a D.I.T.C record in mind because I wanted to do a record on my next project called Camp Regulations, where it was going to be a D.I.T.C record anyway. That's why it was easy to say, check the referral, man. My whole squad's thorough. We worldwide. Y'all just nice in one borough. We all gleam.
Aye. You can start showing off with your birth, all right? Chill out. So my first paid gig was $70 a show as OC's hype man on tour back with the first album. Eclipse, you know, connected us, and it was really good. But one thing is, we went on tour. We're in North Carolina. We got out at a truck stop, and they asked me if I wanted something to eat, and I said no. And I stood in there sleeping in the van, and then I was like, man, I should use the bathroom though before we continue driving for another couple of hours. So I go in the bathroom, and when I come out, the van's gone.
Oh shit.
This is back when beepers was still happening, and I only had like a quarter in my pocket because I'm a broke, like 16-year-old kid, you know. But you know, you've definitely had the benefit of traveling throughout the world and doing your music, and also you as a DJ. But what are one of those moments that made you feel like you were there? Like, I am Lord Finesse, and I've attained some success, and I feel good because I'm recognized by either you know, a certain institution like a magazine or a celebrity that you didn't know was a fan of Finesse. If you could enlighten us on something like that.
When I felt I arrived,
yes,
was more like I guess when I went to Japan. And we seen the fans out in Japan, you know, numerous times. I remember one time I flew out to Japan and they paid me like 10 stacks to DJ for an hour and a half. First class, the works. That's when I felt like
spectacular. I'm
kind of a big deal. This is unique, you know?
Yes. Now, I usually, like, this show is all about positive energy and just good energy across the board. You know, let it create some escapism for the culture. However, because this was impactful for me, I had saved the actual newspaper print of you know, when the incident with Big L happened, and you know, it was definitely not only a loss for hip hop, but I'm sure a loss for your crew, Harlem, and the spirit of everything. But what was it that made you say, I'm gonna keep going and continue the legacy for Big L?
Well, really, it hasn't been consistent since he's left, honestly, you know, because he made it fun, you know. I mean, I think after when my grandmother passed, it was like, I don't want to do this no more, you know. And I remember coming, sitting here in the crib like, look, man, what are you talking about, dogs, you know? And, you know, he kind of like put the battery in my back to continue. And then when he got killed, I still have to make it fun. It's not fun like it used to be, you know what I'm saying? It used to just be fun. Now for me I gotta be inspired. I gotta hear dope dudes now, you know, where I go, oh, like, you know, it, like, I think I'm pushed to the next level when I hear something incredible. And in this day and time, I think they putting out these weird artists on purpose, like, we don't want this.
It's all good. Once again, on the positive spectrum, right? let's not go dark on them. So I want to ask you. We ain't going dark. I want to ask you, what's going to shine it up right now is some gems. So Finesse, listen, look at me, Finesse. Stop looking at these comments, fam. Or I'm gonna throw an apple out your window. Just focus on what I'm asking you. I'm trying to see a gem. Stop trying to read. What's your gems? Let's go.
I showed you some gems.
Bro, those are pictures. I seen the plaque. I've been to your house. I slept on your couch. Let's go.
You ain't sleep nowhere. This is the gem you trying to talk about right here. The most coveted gem.
Wow. This right here is for now this is the like,
for those that don't know, I produce the message on this Dr. Dre project right here. A lot of people still don't know that I did that. And then if you come over to the other gem, you know, that's the Suicidal Thoughts. That's the original first plaque. It's probably 6-7 times platinum now, but that's the original first one. But yeah, this is the one. Just the creativity behind how they made it look like a CD cover is just bananas, you know?
Okay.
So you got your gem now.
Listen, I tell you like this, Finesse. I love you as a human being and everything you did creatively. But right now, there are people in this room that admire you and look at you like a superhero, like I do myself. So when I say show off your gems, it's more like these are artifacts. You know, you understand what I'm saying? Of our culture. And we know that we can't attain that. So you did, and you are living a testament to the dues and the hard work that you put in. So me, as a strong black woman, I'm telling you,
I got one more gem for you, right?
Please.
Because I recently reacquired something, right?
Go.
And I'm going to let people see this gem, right?
He reacquired it. Let's go!
And I'm going to say reacquired it. Let me cut it on. This is reacquired, right? Now I'll let you know the thing about this, right? So I was down in VA, you know, for this Knots event. And so they wanted me to play original beats. And I said, well, if you get me an SP1200 and a 950, you know, I'll do some original beats.
Let's go.
So they came and they brought me this beat up SP1200. I don't know whose it was, but it was in horrible shape. So I'm there and I met this OG. He's originally from Brooklyn, New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, yo, Ness, how you got your 1200 looking like that? And I'm like, shit, I don't even have a 12. What are you talking about? I had them, you know, get me this 1200. So he was like, yo, I got one in a box, right? And if you want, I would love to sell it to you because I know you're going to take care of it.
Right.
I said, no doubt. So he sold me the 12. But that wasn't even the kicker. The kicker is I had it shipped off to Farrat, Bruce Farrat in Cali. For those that don't know, he's a technician with these machines. He'll add features. So now what he did, people was asking what's on the top. This is this right here is a CD. It's a SD card reader. So now when I load my 1200 disc, I can actually save it on an SD card reader.
Ah.
So I can do that. What he also did was he got all these pads right where you know pads of these pads are just sensitive. So he did that. He hooked up the floppy disk card reader where it reads high density and double density. He boosted the inputs and the outputs on my 12, and he also put a headphone jack in the back.
Wow.
SP1200 don't have no headphone jack in the back, so he put one of those in the back, and yo, this is perfect. I'm working on SB 1200 project too. That's why they both out here like this, because I got my discs and stuff over here. So yeah.
That's
You know.
spectacular, Finesse.
What's the reader attached to? The reader is actually he did something inside, and I can actually remove the SD card reader if I want. But yeah, I mean, ask Bruce Forrat. I'm not a scientist here. I don't know what he exactly did.
Now, let me ask you, what are the balls in the back right there above your head?
Pause.
I don't pause, B. I'm comfortable with my sexuality. I'm not Lord Sear who gets no buns.
That ain't even sound right.
What are the two balls that are above your head right there, the shiny ones?
All right, let's go right here, right? Damn, I'm trying to turn it around, right? You talking about these?
Yes.
What those are is I won 2 championships in this tournament that I was running, and that's what it is. Like what they did, like at the end with the basketballs, I had all the players that played for me sign it and had it encased, and they put it inside this trophy case right here, and that's what you're looking at. Oh yeah, and right there between the 2 basketball trophies is the diploma. Yeah, I did graduate, so I got that up there as a trophy too.
For sure, man. And listen,
my little
that's amazing.
These are the things you can't really buy when you work with the community and you get the different plaques and all these different things. Things like that.
And that's beyond anything that shows us you're a beautiful human being, Lord Finesse. Listen, I told you to your face, and I tell you right now on Instagram, I love you, brother. Thank you so much for everything and for being a great human.
Yeah, man. When this is done, man, we're gonna catch up at Fat Buddha Bar, and we're gonna chop it up.
Salute to Static Selector and all the other.
Salute to Static, definitely, man. And thanks for even having me do this, because I wasn't thinking about doing this. You kind of like, yo, come on, Ness, man. You got things you could show off, man. I'm like, come on, man. I don't.
I just want everybody
to be personal,
No, but I have to let everyone know. So we were having a casual conversation normally, and he was like, man, I don't got nothing. And I'm like, yo, bro, you got a plaque right behind your head right now. And he was like, oh, that thing? Yeah, that's a gem right there. So thank you so much, Finesse. In all seriousness, I want everybody to hit him with the hearts, put the diamond emoji in the comments, and let's continue to support everything Finesse does.
I
thank you so much.
I can't salute the people now that,
Come on,
I can look
man.
at my man Thurston. Yo, salute Thurston. Salute everybody.
Thurston's on tomorrow. Thurston, you're on tomorrow, so be ready. Who else you want to give a shout out to? What is this?
I'm reading the comments. Thurston is on here tomorrow?
He's on here tomorrow, and you know where he's going to go because he's who he is.
He's gonna pull out the whole Polo warehouse. I already know. Case in the building. I already know.
Finesse, thank you so much. I appreciate you. We're going to let a fan come on and show some wonderful items because it's so slick when the fans come on because they always have gems that I didn't even know existed. So I seen the Outcast Budweiser can on Friday. I seen the acetate to follow the leader, as you know. Salute to Russell Peters. Yeah, there's a lot of gems. I seen Tupac's business card. We're seeing a lot of amazing things on this show. So Finesse, thank you so much. I love you. Thank you for being a guest. And if you know any collectors out there that I don't know that are in the hip hop realm, you could just let me know, and I'd love to have them on as a guest. You stay amazing. All right?
Salute, man. You already know.